on Pure Rock 107.3 KLQ.
Hi, Greg.
How you doing, Geoff Tate?
Hey, I'm doing okay, man. I'm enjoying a beautiful sunny day in Seattle, which is very rare.
Excellent, man. On the phone tonight, I have the legendary Geoff Tate from the almighty Queensryche. Queensryche's new album, American Soldier, is now in stores everywhere, and they will be making a stop here in Grand Rapids at the intersection on May 5th. I know Queensryche's not foreign to writing conceptual albums. Of course, 1988's Operation Mindcrime was a career-altering album for the band. 12 albums altogether. Please explain the concept within your new album, American Soldier.
This was a record that really evolved in kind of an interesting way. It started out as a simple conversation I had with my dad, who was a war veteran of Korea and Vietnam. And I was visiting him in 2006 while we were on tour. And for the first time in my life, he started talking about his war experiences in Korea. And I was shocked because I'd been kind of badgering about his experiences for years, trying to get him to talk about it. And he just kind of out of the blue started telling me about his experiences. And so I grabbed my video camera and recorded the conversation. And, weeks later, after listening back to the conversation, really just got me started thinking about his experience and what other soldiers' experiences were, and got me kind of started asking questions. And so I started doing kind of impromptu video and audio interviews with different soldiers I met, and kind of collecting their stories that eventually became songs for the record.
So when you say impromptu, were they just people you met on the street, people you met at your concerts, etc.?
Yeah, people at the supermarket, standing in line at the gas station, airports, anywhere, somebody was wearing a uniform or they had some sort of emblem on that, said veteran or something like that. I'd just kind of strike up a conversation and get their impressions of, what their experiences were. And that kind of led me to more planned out interviews with people and recording the conversations, properly with microphones. And then I kind of evolved into, filming the interviews as time went on.
Did you find out through your interviews that a lot of these other soldiers, just like your father, had repressed a lot of this stress until you had kind of brought it up?
A lot of people feel kind of uncomfortable opening up and talking about, emotional issues. Most people are pretty comfortable talking to you about technical stuff or what they do, like my dad, for example. He can tell you, how many bolts it takes to hold an airplane wing, or any specific aircraft, But talking about how you feel about something, regarding a traumatic experience or something like that, it's a whole different story. So it took a lot of digging, to talk to people about these things. And over time, I kind of learned how to do that. And it's kind of funny, or not funny, but just an interesting anecdote, really, that, being a musician and releasing records and touring, you talk to a lot of people, every day. And I've done, thousands of interviews with people, and but this was the first time I was on the other end of the microphone and actually asking the questions, So I had to kind of learn how to do that, which took a little while.
Was it a bit shocking? I'm sure some of the material was a little bit not pleasing to hear.
Yeah, the whole project was really a humbling experience. People sharing their stories and their experiences, their heartaches, their triumphs. And this is the first record that we've ever done that isn't about us. It's not about our perspective or our observations or our emotional contact or anything. It's about other people. And we were acting, as biographers in a sense, collecting their story and then composing music to help tell the story. So from that aspect, it was a very different project for us.
I'm wondering why the radio single, why is it available with or without dialogue from the soldiers?
I think some radio stations won't play it, with the dialogue, and other stations will. And so the record company wanted to give the station an option, to play the song.
What is your touring lineup?
Well, we have the 4 original guys in the band, and we have a new second guitar player named Parker Lundgren, who's a young guitar player, he's just 23 years old. And we have Jason Ames on keyboards and backup vocals, and my daughter Emily is going to be touring with us as well. She sings a track on the new record. And we also have one of the soldiers that performed with us on the record. His name is A.J. Fratto, and he'll be joining us on vocals.
Will he be doing the commentary parts?
Some of it, yes.
I also have read that you guys are allowing the soldiers to come to the front of the line at each of your concerts.
I think that's a really good idea. This is an album that honors our military and honors our soldiers and their contributions to our country and our way of life. And the least we can do is let them up to the front of the line.
Excellent. You guys have, as a band, have any plans, or have you visited any of the bases in the Middle East or elsewhere in the world to play your Queensryche material for the soldiers?
Well, we played for many soldiers at various times in our career, but never in the Middle East. And actually this year is our first opportunity to do that, and we're in negotiations right now with the military promoters to bring us into Iraq this summer. So we're real excited about that. Plus, we're going to be making numerous base appearances around the country. Our first one is actually tomorrow. We're going to be going to two bases, McCord and Fort Lewis, here in the Seattle area.
I know you're very politically conscious. I've heard in the past, even all the way back to Mindcrime, being so politically conscious. What do you feel about the state of the union?
I think it's a real dramatic and interesting time in American history right now where, circumstances being what they are, with especially the economy being the way it is, really makes us all take a look at how we live. And I think it also makes us, question our, economic decisions and what's happening with the country and jobs and that kind of thing. We have a new administration in place now, and a whole lot of work to be done and kind of refiguring how things are done. And I think all of us are kind of in a transitional stage of really, analyzing that and questioning how we got to this place we're in and how do we get out? How do we make it better for all of us?
Your last album, Take Cover, which I found amazing, and it was shocking to me that you guys covered such amazing songs, particularly Pink Floyd's Welcome to the Machine. Did your ideas and the conceptual ideas that Pink Floyd brought to us, even in the 70s, that have anything to do with you covering Welcome to the Machine?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, that record was really kind of a fun side project to do while we were finishing American Soldier. We all picked a couple of our favorite songs and rearranged them and did them kind of in our style, to kind of pay tribute to the artists that inspired us. And, we all grew up in the very fertile, imaginative time of the 60s and the 70s, and when rock music was really in its infancy, and bands like Pink Floyd and Genesis and Yes and the Beatles and the Stones, they were really doing amazing things, and that all that music inspired us to do what it is we do. And hopefully we'll continue that with inspiring younger generations to find their voice and to do their kind of music that they feel.
All right, Geoff, I really appreciate your time. We're going to see you on May 5th over at the Intersection for the Queensryche American Soldier Tour. It's going to be outstanding. I understand you're playing 3 suites of music.
Yeah, we're focusing on 3 of our albums, Rage for Order, American Soldier, and Empire. And we're actually going to be playing all those albums in their entirety over 2 nights. We've got 2 set lists that comprise all the songs from those records, and we're going to be alternating between those set lists every night. So fans that come to multiple shows will have a chance to see, all the songs performed.
I'm excited to hear the new stuff. I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for your time, Geoff.
Oh, I appreciate the time, and thank you for having me.
This is Metal on Pure Rock 107.3 KLQ.